Good morning, everybody. Again, welcome to another edition of our Endzone Club, where we are pushing conversations that are bringing kids from potential to purpose. And today, I had to break away and hear it from a woman's perspective. So I wanted to get one of my favorite collegiate WNBA former players, and Promise Amukamara. How are you doing today, man?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. So catch us up to speed real quickly. Just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are.
Yeah, so I am Promise Amukamara, and I was born in New Jersey, but grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. I went to college at Arizona State, where I played 4 years of basketball there and got my bachelor's in communications. I was then drafted to the WNBA. I played for the Phoenix Mercury for 2 games, and then I was released. And then I took my talents overseas. My first year, I played in Spain, and then after that, played in Germany, Romania, and now I'm in France in my 6th season. And I also play for the Nigerian national team, women's national team.
Wow. Wow, I think it's always an added benefit anytime you get a chance to travel and see outside of your community. They say most people only probably go 50 miles outside because it shapes your world outside of where you grew up at, which it shapes your world. But I want to ask you, what's like a virtue that you carry with you everywhere you've been?
A virtue I kept with me is just keeping my faith. Being far from home. So my first year overseas, it was my first time ever leaving the state of Arizona to play basketball, because I went to college in Arizona and stuff like that, and I got drafted. It was in Arizona. So keeping my faith was huge, because when I went overseas, there's so many horror stories about players not getting paid, just people losing their self overseas, because it's very hard. You're far away, you're not with your family, you're on 2 different time zones, so that was hard. And then also, like, the style of play in basketball was hard for me too, and hard for me to adjust to, because overseas, like, if you're American and you play overseas, they're looking for you to score, do like a lot of the things on the court. Whereas in the States, it's the work is kind of divided amongst the players and stuff.
Right.
And so, so my first year was hard for me, because I'm used to playing team ball, but like when you get overseas, the Americans, they want you to score and stuff like that, and like kind of like be a ball hog. And I never played like that, so it was hard for me my first year, and just keeping my faith within like who I am, and staying in the Bible, because you could lose yourself while you're overseas. You're by yourself majority of the time in your thoughts and stuff. So having that connection with God really helped me throughout my years overseas.
Awesome. I like that, because one thing I'm pulling from what you're saying is you stay true to yourself, to who you are. So basically what got you there was enough to get you through it. Right. Well, let me segue this a little bit and ask you another question. Give me an example of a strong leader that you played with, and tell me why you thought they were strong leaders.
Yeah, I think one of the strongest leader I played with was Endzone Kalu. She's my teammate on the Nigerian national team, and just like her tenacity, her vocal, like she's just always leading on the court, and then outside the court as well. She's a leader. Everyone looks up to her, and she's my best friend. So that's a leader I look up to.
Well, one more question for you. I always like to believe that as we go along this course of life, that we learn a lot along the way that we kind of wish we knew when we were younger. Mm-hmm. What's one piece of advice if you're looking at a young person that's following in your footsteps, wanting to play the game at a high level? what's one piece of advice that you know now that you would have given your younger self or another young person following in your path?
I think it would have to be, it may kind of sound cliche, but just never give up on your goals and your dreams. Keep working hard. Like, I don't know how many times like, I always see people get to places I want to be, or like get signed to teams that I want to get signed to. And it's, it's kind of, you don't want to compare yourself to the next person, but I mean, it's human nature to do that. And for me, I think just staying true to myself and just working hard every day and just keeping my faith. I think that's like a huge key. And yeah.
I think that's always true because, again, there's so much added pressure put on you guys, not just from yourself, but,
Right.
fans have like expectations. People around you have these expectations, and it's always good to stay true to yourself. Well, Miss Promise, it has been a pleasure having you on today. But before we go, do you have any closing thoughts, anything you would like to address with the youth, and anything you would like to say before we get out?
Yeah, just to the youth, just, stay in school, work hard, listen to the people that are older than you, that are in higher positions, as far as teachers, parents, older siblings. I know that was a huge a huge testimony in my career, because I always listened to what my brother told me, or my parents told me, or what the teacher said. I always got good grades. I was always a kind of a good student because I always listened. And then I think it shows throughout where I am right now and how far I've got because of all the stuff I did when I was younger.
Awesome. I got to ask you, where's your favorite place that you've been? Best attraction you've seen since you've been traveling all these other places?
Oh man, I would have to say Paris. It's so breathtaking. It's nothing like it. It's like a dream come true to be able to play in France right now and see Paris and experience the Eiffel Tower and then all the famous monuments. It's a dream come true.
Awesome. Well, young people, you heard it here first. When you've made it to Paris, you've really made it. Anyway, until next week, guys, make sure that you're liking, subscribing. As you know, we'll be giving out free merchandise to all of you that are interacting with us. So till next time, let's enjoy each other and have a blessed week.